Well, hello. Here we are in New Jersey.
It's day one of our hiking trip, and we're in Stokes State Forest at the bottom of Sunrise Mountain. Today we're headed north towards Sunrise Mountain. You can see somebody made this homemade sign, Maine this way and Georgia that way. It's cute, made out of wood, homemade. So our first stop will be the Culver Fire Tower. So here we go. Okay, well, we just climbed up the big hill, and you can see we got a view now. That's Culver's Lake over there. And it's warm today, a little humid, no breeze, and there's like these black fly things buzzing around everywhere. And because the sun is very bright this time of year, and there's no leaves yet, it's very warm.
We made it to the fire tower, so we've been 1 mile on the AT, and we're going to continue on to the shelter.
Well, we're as high up as you can go in the fire tower, and it's windy up here, which feels actually good. It's a little scary because it's kind of high. Got a nice view this way. I don't know if that peak over there is Sunrise Mountain for tomorrow. I'm not sure where it exactly is, but it's somewhere over there.
Well, here we are. We reached our shelter, which was our destination for today. The name of the shelter here is the Gren Anderson Shelter, built by the Green Mountain Club in 1985. Okay, we're back on the AT again from yesterday, and we're starting off from the shelter, 0.1 mile that we were at yesterday.
So we just came up Stony Brook Trail, and we're at the junction to the Gwen Anderson Shelter, and we're going to continue north on the AT up Sunrise Mountain. So we're at the top of Sunrise Mountain, and you can see that there's some type of a picnic pavilion up here. So we're going to check that out.
We're on our next day, and we're out here in the woods, and we're sitting on a white birch.
So we thought this area was interesting to see white birch in New Jersey. This is the only place we've seen it on this trail. We're headed from Sunrise Mountain north to Mashaponanog Shelter near Deckertown Road. Now last night we came in from Deckertown Road and we went to the shelter. It's a stone shelter. It was only just 0.2 miles from the other road. The gnats are really bad today.
Yeah, they're swarming all over our head.
So this shelter does have a logbook. There was a person in yesterday that did Georgia to Pennsylvania 05, Pennsylvania, Maine 06. I started writing ours a little bit.
Well, here we are on our next day.
It's day 4 of our hiking adventure, and we're parked on the Deckerton Turnpike in between Stokes State Forest and High Point, and we're headed north today.
Now we were just up at the shelter up on top of the ridge line over here. Right across the road, probably about 0.2 of a mile, is actually where the shelter is that we were at yesterday.
So we had already done that piece the day before to the shelter, so now we're moving north. And we're either going to hit the junction of the Iris Trail or we're going to go to Rutherford Shelter today. We're not sure which. We'll have to see. So we just came up this big hill where we saw a register box, or a broken box on a tree with nothing in it, and we noticed that the trails, boxes and stuff are kind of unkept around here. We kind of like this high area with the stubby trees here. It's a little different than the rest of the trail. So we came out to this power line here clearing. This trail's been more scenic than the other ones the other days, I think, because it's kind of been following a more of a ridge line with more pine. It kind of feels like more like the scenery is a little prettier. So we just came out to this open clearing here. The trail goes back in over there. Well, this lake that you're seeing here is Lake Rutherford. Now we turned onto the Iris Trail, which showed the shelter off the Iris Trail. And we've probably come in like a mile on this Iris Trail and killed like 45 minutes already. Now we realize that the shelter's not off the Iris Trail. We have to turn around and go back to the AT. So we added on a whole bunch of mileage and time. And we got to see this lake, which is the reservoir for Sussex County. So I guess that part was nice, but we wandered off the AT and haven't found our shelter. But we found the shelter by taking an unmarked dirt road off the Iris Trail, heading west, the direction the AT had to go. So we had a little bushwhacking adventure and we actually came to the shelter. We actually see it.
Well, finally made it to Rutherford's shelter.
And we didn't think we'd make it because we were lost on the Iris Trail. We took an unknown back road. We headed west just in hopes of hitting the AT. And boom, we came out here in the shelter. And it's such a peaceful location. It's like way out here in the woods, in this meadow. It's not a well-kept shelter. It doesn't even really have any bunks or sleeping platform or anything, but it's in this really pretty quiet location.
So as you can see by the cute little diagram on in the little book there, we came from that direction's over there down that road, or up that road, and the AT is right down that little path over there.
Look at that ledge up there. From the shelter, this is a straight climb up on top of that ledge where the AT is. So for thru hikers, that's an enormous descent down to that shelter. How often do you see a ridge that looks like that? Well, off in the distance here you can see a lake, and that's that lake that we accidentally went down to when we weren't supposed to. So we were way over there, and then we came way back, and then we came 0.4 back to the AT, so we put on a lot of mileage going out of the way there. This is an incredible ledge here. Unbelievable. Okay, today we're starting at Culliver's Gap again, and we're going up a climb, and then it turns, and then up another climb. We pass the Acropolis Trail, goes to a peak, goes to another peak, passes Jacob's Ladder Trail, comes across, goes to another peak, and then comes to the Brink Road shelter in about 3.4 miles.
Well, here we are on Wednesday of our, how many days?
We forgot how many days because we're very relaxed, but anyways, we left from Culliver's Gap, the first parking lot we were at the very first day, but today we're headed south towards Pennsylvania.
If you look behind us, you can see the mountain ridge over there. That's where the tower is. That was our first climb up. We went up to the tower, we saw the fire tower.
So today we had to cross 206, which is a very deadly busy highway. We climbed up this ridge, and you could hear traffic. Actually, you can still hear it. You can still see the town. But what was pretty is you could see the lake, and there was some white blossoms starting to come out on the trees for early spring.
So weather is once again clear and sunny. It's starting to warm up again, but there is a little bit of a breeze.
So we've had really, really good hiking weather this week. We've gotten lucky.
So now we're on our way to
Brink Road shelter,
which is up another hill and then down into a valley.
covered almost this whole ridge line. You can see the fire tower and the cell phone tower we saw on the first day. Now we've gone way beyond that up to High Point State Park already. So we're going to have almost finished this whole Kittatinny Ridge here. And got an amazing view of the lake here and the town, and the blossoms are starting to come out.
Well, made it to the shelter down over here. Good, it's 12:30 right now. It's about 10:30, so about a good 2-hour hike. Well, this one here has a privy sign, kind of small, but small privy sign that points off in kind of that direction. Whether or not there's actually a privy there, or if it's just that's just where you go. And inside this one's kind of messy. It looks like people had stayed here and left things here. You got like cans, little flare thing, some kind of like canvas thing. Someone left their wallet thing, and some plastic trash thing. So not well kept up. Well, we're at Brink Falls waterfall. You can see right here, very beautiful waterfall. We're on there, kind of our last day, but we have a half a day left tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Came down this dirt road here trying to find Brink Road, but there's no way to get to Brink Road. So, start the AT off of this trail here, and you can see it's a very steep climb. It's going to be a steep climb up to the AT today.
Well, we thought Buttermilk Falls Trail was going to be a mile up to the AT, just the top of the waterfall. Well, it ended up 2 miles to the AT. Hard miles, 2 hard miles. The top of Buttermilk Falls Trail had a pretty camping site. You know, there's a nice camping site in there too. But that was more mileage than we wanted to cover today.
Well, we didn't make it to the top of Rattlesnake Mountain.
We made it to a landmark underneath Rattlesnake Mountain. This is the Boy Scout Bridge.
Yep. Someone had told us yesterday that when he came through, he was an AT hiker that hiked through. He said that he camped at a bridge that was made by the Boy Scouts. So this is the landmark that we're at right now. We came off the top of the hill from
Buttermilk Falls Trail.
Yep. And it comes down to this little valley, and then it goes up again
To Rattlesnake Mountain.
So
We're sitting on the bridge. It said Service Project by Troop 154, Mansfield, Troop, New Jersey.
So we're kind of tired right now. So this is basically where we're going to end this day, then head back. So we're going to get lunch here.
Here we are. It's our first hiking day after the big nor'easter and record cold for April, and we're freezing. It's cold up here. It's not nice and sunny like last year, and nothing's blossoming. It's still winter. It's cold. There's a wind blowing.
So right now we're at the ranger station at the entrance of the park, and the trail's behind us.
We're at High Point Park,
And we're heading to
the monument.
Yep. We saw the monument from the road, but it looked like it was on the lower part, not the upper part. So we'll see when we get there if it's actually up high or if it's low. It looks pretty low to us. So we're going to start our hike and see where we get to.
So this is where
of the trail heads north up to the High Point Monument, which is supposed to be the highest point in New Jersey. We had a little trouble finding the trail, which always happens because we parked over there, and then there was no blazes that showed the trail to come across this field, but we actually went down the road and then we went back that way, and we're right across from the High Point Park office over there, which you can take a look at it. It's a nice stone building.
Well, this is quite interesting. Someone built this high tower up here, or viewing platform, to go up to see over the tops of the trees, so that you could see around and get like a 360-degree view. So we're gonna kind of head up there and just kind of take a look around.
We just walked up this steep hill, which I'm totally out of breath because I've just been sick and my lungs are still full of fluid, but to get up this monument. We got to the monument, and the monument is closed for construction. Rocks everywhere. And we can't imagine how the Pennsylvania part could be worse, because there's plenty of rocks on this New Jersey part. But on these rocks, I guess you can step on some dirt here. You know, there is a little bit of dirt in between the rocks, and I guess Pennsylvania, you can't step on dirt ever. It's all rock. So this is the High Point shelter, but you can see that it's flooded. Water is running down from where the outhouse is up there, so the outhouse is totally in water. And the water is flowing down right in front of the shelter. We're going all different ways headed to that brook. And the shelter is very old. It's, you know, original stone with a tin roof, and you can see that it's got somebody put the piece up there. But the shelters are always really like dark and dingy in New Jersey. You know, they're always in pretty areas. Like this one has like a big field over there, and if it wasn't flooded, this probably would be nice here in front of it.
Well, we reached our destination for today. That's interesting. They even put a little sign up here that even tells you where you reach Route 519, which is where we're going to have to return someday to re-pick up our trail. So we'll be coming down this road here, and then we'll park. There's a little open field over there. We can park from there down there. So, and we'll start another hike from this direction going north towards New York, heading towards New York.
Thursday, the last day. Tomorrow we're headed home.
It's still cloudy out.
Very cloudy today. 50% chance of rain and cold.
But it's not raining yet.
But it looks like it's going to any second.
So we moved into the lean-to today, and we started going for our trail a little on the late side.
Very late.
Right now it's about 10:45. So we originally wanted to get started around 10, so we're a little late.
We originally wanted to get started around 8.
Now we're on Shade Trail.
Day trail, which goes to the Brink shelter and then on the AT up to Rattlesnake Mountain, and we need to go to the Boy Scout Bridge past Rattlesnake Mountain, but we may not make it today because it's too late, and we may have to come back and redo this piece again.
Hopefully not, but we'll see. So, here we go.
So, we came in 0.6 of a mile on the Shade Trail. We saw two hunters coming out. We hoofed it up this dirt road, which of course went uphill. Then we came to a junction of another road, dirt road, so we came a little further, maybe 0.2 of a mile. Then we came to this junction here. And now we remember from last time, this is where we came out to the road from this shelter here, Brink Road shelter, and we thought, oh, these roads are passable by car. But we found out that you need a four-wheel drive to get in here, so we had to walk in here. Up here, up to the left is the Brink Road shelter, and then from there it goes on to the AT. So this is where we ended the last year. We came out here and we went back. So now we're picking up and we're connecting hopefully two pieces from where we came in from Buttermilk Falls to where we came in from Culliver's Gap, and this is the middle piece we need to do. Hopefully we're going to connect them. The shelter should be right up to the left. Well, we were here last year and it was a beautiful sunny day, and we actually took some pictures beside this log cabin structure here. And I said it looks more weathered this year. And of course it's flooded because of the rain we've had. So it looks totally different this year than last year.
Well, we reached the AT. Wasn't too far from the shelter. So now we're finally on it, and we're going to be heading southbound towards Rattlesnake Mountain. Wonder if we'll see any rattlesnakes there. Hopefully we don't step on any rattlesnakes. Lori said she had a dream one time that she was bitten by a rattlesnake, so let's not hope that happens today.
Well, this is going to be the top of the first mountain after we left Brink Road's shelter headed south towards Rattlesnake Mountain. And you can see way over there, you can see the High Point monument that we were at yesterday. So we just came to this sign here that we're entering now the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. So we're out of Stokes State Forest now, and we're going into the Delaware Water Gap. This is it. This is Rattlesnake Mountain. We haven't made our destination yet, the Boy Scout Bridge, but this is Rattlesnake Mountain. Got a nice view. We haven't seen any snakes.
Oh, I see it. We found the bridge. We made it. We made it to our destination point.
We made our destination, and this is the Boy Scout Bridge we were on 1 year ago, probably a year ago actually, probably to today. Well, we are on Goldsmith Road in New Jersey, and it's April vacation week, 2008, and it was raining this morning, but luckily the sun came out. Now this is the road that supposedly has the secret shelter for AT hikers. And supposedly there's a sign that says water 100 yards, and it goes to the secret shelter that somebody privately owns that lets hikers use. So we're on the road that one of my books says it's on, and we see a sign that says well water 100 yards. So we think down there is that secret shelter. We're going to check it out after, or we're going to go a little bit north on the AT. To the next road. That was Gold something road and then Gemmer Road, so we're gonna head north a little bit.
So we just came from Goldsmith Road and now we're on Gold Ridge Road. It was a teeny little walk. It probably was only not even a half a mile out here, so the whole thing's only going to be a mile. It's pretty though. It was pretty. It had a lot of views. The sun is in and out. It's cold. But of course now we came down to the road, we're going to go back up. So this is it. This is the secret shelter. And it's down that dirt road we were on. But it's just these little cluster of buildings here with water there for hikers to use. It looks like the owner lives in the back. Right now they're all locked up because there's no through hikers. So the secret shelter was beautiful. It was a beautiful place. And the one with the padlock on it that has stove and sink and heat and running water, we're going to try to see if we can rent it for maybe next year. But we're going to go a little bit on the trail north of this Goldsmith Road. There's another road that we're going to meet in like a half mile, and then we'll come back and head to our cabin.
It's a nice boardwalk through here. Kind of get you off the swampy area.
The other road was just a private lane, and we walked along the road most of the way, so you could hear a lot of traffic. But the area was pretty because it had a lot of birds, it had all them boardwalks. It was a pretty piece. I'm gonna turn around now because we gotta go back and we gotta head to our cabin tonight in the Delaware Water Gap. But sometime we have to come back and then we have to go across the street here. No, not ready. It's too cold.
Well, we're here in New Jersey, and we're starting from the Delaware Water Gap.
We're right on the Pennsylvania line, but it's not here. It's on the other side of 80, which Interstate 80 is right over there. We parked on the wrong side, but the AT, we followed the AT over here. So we're heading south now, back towards our camp. We're going to see Sunfish Pond today.
It's sunny out, but it's kind of chilly. So we're kind of cold right now.
Cold right now, so we're ready to get going, pumping up this hill to try to warm up.
It's supposed to be a steep climb, as you can see behind us. We're going to start off with a big climb, so hopefully that big climb is we're going to be really roasted by the time we get up there.
And then it walks the ridge for a while, so we're going to see Sunfish Pond, and then we're going to turn around and come back.
Well, we made it to Holly Springs Trail. So I have a Google map here that I made, and it has a trail that comes across like that, but it's not called Holly Springs. It's called Viking Trail. So I don't know if this is that trail or not. If it is, then according to the map here, we're not too far from Sunfish Pond. But we don't know exactly. It could be that maybe another trail further down this way that's called Holly Springs, and it's just not marked in there. So we don't know exactly how far we are. We're trying to make it to at least up to the pond there, and a little further than that we were hoping.
Well, we think we finally reached the top, but we've been a constant climb. It's been like a switchback kind of climb, but it's still been a constant climb, so we're kind of tired. We saw a hunter that was sitting on the side of the trail, all camouflaged, and he was really unhappy that we had come by. And he said he was watching a turkey and some deer on the hill, and we were going to scare it away. So we talked to him for a few minutes, and then he said, go ahead and walk by. So we walked by. We didn't hear anything run away. But it was kind of creepy, you know, seeing somebody sitting on the trail with a rifle. And so we're at the top now, and we don't know how far the pond is. You can see a view off this side now, and it's warming up.
Well, as you can see, we just had our first hiker to come through. He's a section hiker. He started this, I think he said last year he started it, and he started from Georgia, but his sister broke her ankle, and so she couldn't continue, so they stopped here. So now he's picking it back up. He said he just started today, so now he's on his way to, he's probably going to reach where we're staying, so he's moving pretty fast.
So we're up as far as the Douglas Trail now, which is the backpacker site. Mileage is way further than I thought it was going to be to this site. I thought we'd get here really fast. But this is the backpacker site. There's a bear box you see over there. Like a wooden sign over there. So I think there's no platforms. I guess it's just, must be just kind of in this area here that there's the backpacker site. The sign over here. It doesn't really have a picture of the campground here. Looks like it has a log though. We're coming up to Sunfish Pond. Now, a while ago when we were in New Hampshire, a couple years ago, we met a thru hiker, and I said, what is your most scenic part of the whole AT? And he said Sunfish Pond. So I always wanted to see this pond, so we're finally here. It was a long hike. Actually, my right knee is starting to do some strange things. But we're going to go check this out. We were thinking about taking the green trail back, which I just saw it on that Worthington State Forest map, which circles around and goes back to the parking lot. Looks a teeny bit longer because it goes down and winds around. But we don't see the green trail, unless this is it, but it's not marked with anything. So we just finished going around Sunfish Pond on the AT. It was tough because it was a lot of rocks, hard on the knees. We came around Sunfish Pond like this. Right now we're at this junction here. We're going to go Sunfish Pond Trail around this side of the pond, which does go close to the water again. And then we're going to take this green trail, which on my map is called Dunfield Creek Trail, back to the parking lot that we parked at, just for some variety. And then another day we'll come in from the other side from the camp road. So if we kept going on this AT north here, this would come to the camp road where we're camped at. So we're going to have to come in to this point here, right by this blue trail, the Sunfish Pond trail. This is going to be our turnaround point today. And a couple days from now, we'll come in from the other side. Well, here we are. We're right down the road from our camp, and we're starting the trail going up to the fire tower, so we're moving north. It's a little cold this morning, which is why I look so silly with my hood up and my hat on. But anyways, 2 hikers just went up right in front of us, and it's been a lot of, hunters. There's been a lot of hunters this trip. Supposedly it's the first days of turkey season, and it's kind of a bummer to have so many hikers and hunters out on the trail. We got a fantastic view up here, and for the most part the air is very still today. No wind, too much. It's very quiet for a while, not even any airplanes, not even any traffic noise, but then we heard a little traffic, now we hear an airplane. But it's really nice, as far as being quiet so far in the morning. So we're up to the tower now. We thought we were never going to pass that tree farm, but we met some section hikers which were just like us. They said they're doing the trail in pieces on their vacation, 2 weeks in the spring and 2 weeks in the fall. And they said they tow a car behind their car, so they're covering more pieces than us, but they're doing the exactly same thing. And they're trying to do the AT like we do it in pieces, so that was kind of neat. And so there's a tower. We're going to go see. I don't know if you can go up it or not.
Well, we couldn't go up the fire tower because there were people in it. It looked like it was manned, like, fire departments must be monitoring this area. It's a tent site over here that seems to be used. We don't know who it's being used by, but there's a lot of bags up there. There's like a big tent, and then there's one small tent set up out there, so we don't know. I don't think those are backpackers because they would have a huge tent like that, so it could just be hunting. Well, we've stopped on the trail. We don't know exactly where it goes yet. We seem to have lost it a little bit. So we decided to eat our lunch. This is our backpacking lunch of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And we just saw a garden snake again. There seems to be a lot of garden snakes out here this year, so this is the most we've seen on garden snakes. Still hoping to see a rattlesnake, but Laura's not too sure if she wants to see a rattlesnake, but it'd be interesting to see a rattlesnake and get them on film, but we probably won't.
is our turnaround point. This is the Brink Road, and now we're going to turn back, go back up the fire road, trail back until we find it. It's a really, really nice day. It's cool enough to wear the fleece, but you can feel the warm sun on your back. A little breeze picked up. So anyway, this is the road that goes to that fire tower. And the fire department, I guess, actually does drive up to the fire tower because the gate is locked and no one else can get in here except them. So we saw a lot of great campsites on this road, but I guess you actually can't camp there. Here I am dressed funny again. It's a little cold again. It's a really nice day though. It's going to warm up quick. But we had a little trouble finding the trail here. We're on that Flatbush Stillwater Road, which is also called Blue Mountain Lakes Road. Luckily, the parking does go to the trail here because we wasn't sure if this was a dirt road. But we saw the trail going to the south to Millbrook Road, which is a piece we still have to do. But today we were going to go north to Buttermilk Falls Trail, which we did 2 years ago. So we're going to join up with where we were 2 years ago. And it came like into this area here, and there was no blazes. The pole was toppled over where the blazes were, so anybody hiking will come out here and then not know where to go. Well, we have a log thing here. Days on the trail. I think the logbook is full. Logbook is totally full. They didn't put a new logbook.
Well, we're going up, that's for sure. Big ridge climb by the looks of it, a little bit of a cliff climb. This will give you a good workout.
Well, the trail's been pretty. Actually, this has been my favorite one this trip because the scenery's varied a lot. It started out in the hemlocks, then we descended, we saw a lake, then we saw a swamp, then we went up a steep hill, then we came onto these roads here, which look like the Buttermilk Falls area. There's another big lake over there that's, one of these lakes is Crater Lake. And there was a view off the side over there. It's just been different. It's lots of scenery and such a pretty day. The only problem is there's a little bit more bugs today because there's no breeze. But it's been excellent weather this trip, and you know, soon we should be to Buttermilk Falls Trail, so we are making really good mileage because it's only like 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's just going to be really warm today. We started to think we were up to Buttermilk Falls Trail because Dave saw the sign. He's like, "There's Buttermilk Falls Trail." I said, "No." I said, "That must be that other trail that I didn't know the name of it that came off. It goes down to this pond here where it hits a dirt road that goes back into that YMCA camp." So we're right here. We still have We're right here. We still have this much more to go along this ridge to Buttermilk Falls Trail. Well, here we are. This is our turnaround point. We're so happy to see it because even though we're running early, it's only 11 o'clock, we're tired. We're ready to eat lunch. So, 2 years ago, we came up Buttermilk Falls Trail to the AT. And the Buttermilk Falls was really beautiful, but the trail was steep for 2 miles up climbing on this ridge. And by the time we got here, we were exhausted. And then we only went a mile that way to the Boy Scout bridge to the north. And then last year, we met that from the Brink Road shelter to the Boy Scout bridge. So now we've completed this piece all the way back to Blue Mountain Lakes. So we're turning around and we're going to head back. Well, we are on the other side of Blue Mountain Road. We did our piece so fast, and we're feeling so fantastic that we think that we can get a mile in on this side of the trail, going south from Blue Mountain Road. And then the last day, maybe meet it and finish the Delaware Water Gap. And this is why we got confused the last time, is because the trail comes out here. There's a little sign for the AT pointing that way. But then it goes in the woods right there, and then we were looking down too far down in another parking lot down there, so we actually went into it the wrong way. But we corrected it and just finished this little piece here, and there's a YMCA camp across the street. And this is the other couple that's hiking like us, section hiking. That's their tracker that they pull with them so they don't have to double back like we do. And this is the southern part of this that goes out from here, goes to Millbrook where we were yesterday. So we're going to try to hum an hour out of this in a mile and see what we can do. This is our turnaround point. We just ate our snack. It was very nice up here. There's a cool breeze starting to blow, and we got covered with some kind of crawly bug, but gnats weren't too bad as far as buzzing. Right at the beginning of a lake here, so actually we did really, really well. And the last day, we should be able to finish the water gap now. Oh, maybe we can do a little more filming going down, because the beginning part of this was really pretty. It was a road, it had like places where there was houses at one time, had daffodils. It was really nice, and then we went up on this ridge line, which looks like a lot of other ridge lines. And it's just pretty though, you know, it's just hard walking on the feet. So we're headed back. This is Dave's monument here for turning around.
Oh. Well, here we are on the Appalachian Trail in the Delaware Water Gap in New Jersey.
And we're here on the camp road again, which is the road we're staying on, right down there. We just walked right over here from our cabin.
2 days ago we were on the other side of this.
Heading north, and now today we're heading south back to Sunfish Pond. And if you remember, we did Sunfish Pond on Monday. Well, now we have to meet where we were on Monday.
Yep. So we're going to be on the opposite side of the pond this time. And that's where we're going to stop and we'll do our turnaround, and then we'll come back out.
Well, today's getting hot. Yeah, we're thankful for the nice weather. But it's kind of getting warm like the first year when we were here. The views are starting to get more of a hazy look. And the air is starting to, you know, not get as breezy. Well, there is quite the views here. But as you can see, there's little gnats all around me, and it's kind of hot out here in the sun. So we've been moving. we made it. But it is hot. It is probably almost 90 degrees out here, and there is no shade because there's no leaves on the trees. It is just hot. And my back has probably never hurt me this much ever before. We don't know if we're going to make it out. We're dying. Well, today's our last day. Unfortunately, we have to go home. This is our last piece in Delaware Water Gap. We're starting out on Brink Road, and we're going north to where we stopped 2 days ago, up on top of that hill. The black flies are really bad this morning. As soon as we got out of the car, they've got bit on the head twice, and they're just swarming everywhere. This is the worst day for bugs because it was hot yesterday. And I got a sunburn on my hands. So anyways, today we're just trying to get this little piece done, and we can't stop and talk because we get bit with flies.
I think that's the marker with the tree sticking out of it. That's the marker we set up.
We finished the water gap.
Hey, we did
We
it!
finished the water gap.
Wow!
Hello. We are here in New Jersey. It's our anniversary weekend, Columbus Day. And we're here at High Point State Park, and we're going south to Rutherford Lake, and then we're coming back on the Iris Trail, which is a little piece we didn't finish a couple years ago when we were here. It's a beautiful day. It's kind of late. It's like 2 o'clock. It's getting dark at 7 now, so we got to get going. We got to bring a flashlight. So far this year the foliage is not turning because of Hurricane Irene. We have very little foliage. Everything's still pretty green. There's a tree on the other side of the parking lot that's turned a little bit, but we found this nice parking lot to stay in tonight that they said is okay for overnight parking, because I just noticed somebody broke the glass and vandalized this thing behind us here, so hopefully it's Friday night, hopefully it's a peaceful parking lot.
God, these rocks are unbelievable. It's like hundreds of little pebbles and rocks, and it just keeps going endlessly down this trail.
We must be getting close. There's a beautiful view. You can hear the crickets. That lake down there is Lake Rutherford. That's actually where we're going to be going down to the shelter, Rutherford shelter. And then there's a trail down there, the Iris Trail. We're going to be following that back. So that is our lake we'll be going down to momentarily. Well, I knew we were getting near the shelter because I recognized this cliff that you had to go down, even though we were here maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But somewhere when we were here last time, I got a picture of Dave standing next to this sign that says Rutherford Shelter. And actually in the intro to this tape where he runs the intro, we have a picture of Rutherford Shelter on there. It's a pretty shelter. It's got a nice yard in front of it. It'll be really pretty today. I remember going down this cliff. So this is our first piece of the day. We are parked on Gemma Road. No, we are parked on Goldrich, and I have to go up to this 519, and Dave's coming down. And then we have to move the truck and do another piece in order to stay on schedule to finish New Jersey. So we had done that piece before and the back piece, so now we're connecting another piece with it.
muddy.
Oh my gosh.
And you're going to be walking, like trying to walk on the side, and then it's pickers that you get caught in.
Ooh. Pickers.
In the sun.
Oh god. Sun too.
And you turn on that road, and then you go back in, and then you go out of the field. You got a little bit of a sunny field. But then there's a lot of mud and bridges and water. I passed one small Boy Scout troop past me, just 2 Boy Scouts and 2 fathers.
I hope that's like what we saw before. I don't think I'm on it already.
Woman,
Oh, it's a little breezy out anyways.
breeze has just picked up. It wasn't this way when I was walking through there. I was like, oh wow, the heat's building today.
As you can see over here, she's got this big like field that she's got to kind of climb up. That goes up, as you can see from where I was, and it has that little pond and stuff like that. So she's got to climb up that there.
Somehow I got the upside.
She's got the up.
I've been going up since I left the car, but it's been gradual, really gradual.
Because I've been all down, and it's been mostly flat most of the time, but mostly down.
Well, it's mostly been flat, but it has been a slight incline that I never had really any down. So I guess from the monument, it must be down towards where we parked, and then now I'm going towards the monument. I could tell you that's not a very nice piece. That town Unionville is very rowdy. Not only does it pass by that group of teenagers partying in the middle of the trail in 2 big tents right on the trail. They crapped on the trail several times. The toilet paper isn't on the crap. The toilet paper is in the brush, like beside it with crap all over it, so you don't see the crap. If you don't watch where you're walking, you're going to step right in it before you get to them. It's human crap. It's, you know, they must have just gone out there taking a crap and then threw the toilet paper in the woods. They got this huge fire going. They're burning green branches. You can see where they cut tree branches down. They're burning green stuff in there. The fire is big, and they're getting rowdy. And then, not only that, then there's this one part where after you pass Lot Road, where you go in, and some guy's got dogs in like all these shacky kennels, kind of like the South, all over the place that bark at you. They're fenced in, but you come right alongside the kennel, and they're right there. Woof, 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 woof. That's what I heard the second time, was that house.
which looks like a dumpy house, and you gotta go right in their backyard. It passes right through town. It goes like right behind everybody's houses, which is why kids are in there, you know. So it's not a good piece. The rest of it I don't even know. From Lot Road, maybe I should just pick you up at Lot Road so you don't have to pass those kids. So we switched hats. I have the old 50 hat on, even though I'm not 50 till a couple more, well, about a month. But so that they don't make fun of this hat when Dave goes by that rowdy group. And there's crap in the trail, so you're gonna have to be careful. It's not a very nice piece. The worst piece I ever actually seen on the Appalachian Trail. So that was rough through this town, Unionville, New Jersey, I guess. It's kind of like a hick town, surprisingly.
Well, it's October 9th. It's our anniversary weekend. 17 years together. And we're out here on the Appalachian Trail. She's on the other end right now. This is a Sunday. So, this is our second to our last weekend of hiking. This is a difficult part of the trail. It's going up a steep mountain. So far the week's been nice. It's been sunny out, so The weather's been good to us. And hopefully I'm going to see her pretty soon. So, off I go.
I haven't seen any people today, so that was peaceful. But, oh yeah, there's some color down there. The climb was hard and it's humid today. Up here there's a tiny breeze, but it's overall humid today. That's a nice view, I think, of the Wallkill Preserve that we were walking through. Actually, I think I can see where we walked yesterday. But, its shelter was, you know, I stopped at the shelter and sat there a while, ate a snack, and one cool thing is at the bottom of the hill, that house that we thought was abandoned, there's a sign on the trail that says water. So I just checked it out because it looked like it was pointing to that house, and I just wanted to see, because the house looked empty. And they do, they have the back water faucet on for hikers to get water, but it's an abandoned house. So that was kind of cool. They left the water on for hikers, and you could tell people have been using that trail and getting water. So I just walked in there, walked around the house a little bit, and took some pictures. I didn't need any water at that point, but maybe you could get some on the way out.
Well, as you can see out there, there's our view. That we have a spectacular view. As you saw in the video a couple of minutes ago, if you look way off there in the distance, you can see the monument out there in the hazy distance out there.
Oh yeah.
So that's our first view of that. We've had views of it before, but we never actually filmed it. This is actually the first view that we saw. But my side of the trail's been not too hard. I mean, it's a little climb going up, but I mean, I'm sure that her side is much more steeper than mine. Mine was just like a mild climb coming up, so it's not gonna be too bad going down.
Well, we finished the Pochuck Mountain piece, and we tried to move to another piece further north, and there's just so much traffic. There's all these festivals going on. We got stuck in traffic for like 40 minutes. And we came backwards. We found this road, Canal Road, and we decided we might hit the AT there, which it does hit the AT, but it's in another swamp, which is full of mosquitoes. And now we found out that there's local kids coming into the parking lot, so we think we're probably going to have to move to a different parking lot. But there's a festival going on over by where the AT parking lot is. And now we just came across this creek here, and as you can see, Hurricane Irene has totally washed out all these bridges. Well, this morning's quite cool. There's a breeze blowing. It's the first sign of fall, I think, and it's the first week in August. But we're scheduled to finish New Jersey, and we're out 3 nights backpacking. New Jersey we've been working on New Jersey, I think, since 2005, and it's 2013, so it's a big accomplishment if we can finish New Jersey and get the New Jersey patch, because New Jersey's been a nasty state because it's populated, it's hard to find the trail, it's hard to get on the trail, you know, it's swampy, and then it has mountains too, so I don't know, it's just been kind of a rough state really in some ways, so we'll be happy to finish New Jersey. Stand by the line, or else I can get the line in it.
Lemon squeezer.
Yeah, how'd you get down there?
I just showed you.
So we're on Warwick Turnpike. We're almost to our destination. Road. We were going to stay here 2 years ago in this pullout. We decided not to because it was very busy and we didn't think we could back in anywhere. It's actually not too bad, and really we probably could have backed in somewhat. There's a bag hanging over there. We don't know if it's garbage or trail magic. Well, we made it to Waywayanga campsite. The sun is getting ready to set. We're trying to set up. I realized I forgot spoons at home, so I'm gonna have to use these sticks as chopsticks. Trying to cook the meal. The fire's just about ready to go out. I gotta put another block underneath it to keep it going. I gotta try to get everything hung up tonight because of bears. Gotta try to hang the food bag away from the tent site. We are behind the shelter, so there's people at the shelter, so there is people nearby. So that's always a little reassuring to be nearby people, but not right on top of them, so it is a nice site. But we're in a little late, and we're trying to get everything packed up.
Very cold morning, so I decided to get a little fire going for this morning. This helps get the mosquitoes away.
This is the shelter. Look at these boulders. We've probably come down 40 minutes constantly stepping on these boulders from that vista. This pinwheel vista was really, really, really hard. And now we're supposed to go back up it.
Wow. You can see, we're eating chips and dips at Haven Hills Farm. And we just offer taxi service for $14. We're going back to our truck.
We already covered it one way, so this is gonna save us a whole nother day's hiking by not having to go back over today's hike and not having to go back over yesterday's hike. So we gotta go get the truck, then we gotta go get the tent, and then we're gonna be in the truck tonight. We're looking at Pinwheel Vista. That's where we were sitting yesterday. A lot of people go up there, day hikers go up there, people sitting up there right now. And yes, this is a really busy road. It's Route 94 in Vernon, New Jersey. The view of the mountains, huh? Afterwards, you'll see the cliffs we were on yesterday. And we got gifted with 3 days of good weather because you could see your breath this morning. It's that like chilly out. It's 50-something degrees, but it's dew like on the grass and everything. Humidity's dropped. But 3 just excellent days for hiking. It was unbelievable. You can see this area has a lot of farms. There's an old barn there. There's a farmhouse up there. So we just left the truck, we came across the cornfield, which is really interesting, a cow field after being in the woods. You can see that they paved this over the railroad tracks for hikers. Put some nice crushed stone and these ladders to get over the fences of the fields. So we think this is where we were 2 years ago when the boardwalk was down. We came from the other side and we couldn't pass through this boardwalk. And we couldn't finish this piece because there was a festival going on because it was October 2011. So we're finally finishing it now. They got new boardwalks up here. Flowers are beautiful in August. So 2 years ago, that's the path we parked down. We didn't stay the night there because there was some kids hanging out there. We decided it wasn't a good place, even though there's a parking lot down there. We walked in this way a little bit till the bridge was down. And then we looked this way, but it was a really hot day in October. It was like a really heat wave. And then we decided not to do this because it was the middle of the afternoon and it was a field. So we decided to save this piece. So 2 years later, we're back and we're doing it. Oh yeah, that'd be a good 3D picture. Well, we're out in the middle of the woods, not near town, well really, and not near a shelter, and all of a sudden we hear, I thought it was a bird, but Dave said it was drums, and it is, it's Native American chanting and singing coming from the woods. Well, we probably shouldn't have investigated it. We should have left us thinking that it was Native Americans out in the woods. We found out what it was. There's a school over here and it's a band practicing. And it's not Native American, it's just the sound of a drum and a trumpet. This is it, the last few steps. I finished New Jersey. We get to this parking lot over here. This is where we finished New Jersey. That's where we parked 2 years ago and hiked that part of the trail. Pulled out in there. I remember the pullout. I remember the pullout was right in town, and it was a small pullout. And I think I came in from the other side and came out here and got the truck, and then went that way with it. And Dave came in this way.
Yes, New Jersey! New Jersey's done! Thank God. Another state down.
We finished New Jersey, and our thoughts on New Jersey? It's more mountainy than you think. It has a lot of beautiful wildflowers. It has a lot of boardwalks. It has varied pine, cedar, hardwood, swamp.
Rocks.
Rocks.
It has rocks.
Has rocks, has some flat terrain, nice treadway, some rotten treadway. We're happy we did it.
Yep. And we have another state down, so we got New Jersey, Connecticut.
New Jersey is done, Connecticut's done, Massachusetts is done, Maryland is done, and West Virginia is done. 5 states down.